Sharks are back. They're looking for the best products and businesses America has to offer.
The only thing that really matters, what is it? Money.
If the Sharks hear a great idea, they're ready to invest using their own money.
How did this idiot make his way into the Shark Tank? This is absurd.
And fight each other for a piece of the action.
You about taught all of America one of the biggest mistakes salespeople make. You blew it.
But first, the entrepreneurs must convince a shark to invest the full amount they're asking for, or they'll walk away with nothing.
I'm not interested because you don't want to do what it takes.
Who are the Sharks? They're 5 self-made, filthy rich investors. Kevin O'Leary is a venture capitalist who started a software business in his basement, which he eventually sold for $3.2 billion. Barbara Corcoran turned a $1,000 loan into a real estate empire worth hundreds of millions in the shark-filled city of Manhattan. Damon John is a fashion and branding expert who grew his homemade hats and t-shirts into the globally recognized fashion brand FUBU. Robert Hershevek, the son of an immigrant factory worker, is now a technology mogul who sold his first internet companies for over $350 million. And Mark Cuban, a self-made billionaire entrepreneur and the outspoken owner of the 2011 NBA champion Dallas Mavericks.
My name's Steve Gadlin, and I live in Evanston, Illinois. I live a really normal life. I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I love my family. I work a 9-to-5 job building websites. A lot of that's just sitting at a computer staring at code all day. So I think it's important to fill your daily life with strangeness, with exciting things. I'm an ideas guy. I think of really cool, interesting ideas. A lot of my ideas come to me in the bathroom, and I think that's the voice you really need to listen to. So I have a product that on its surface seems really simple, but there is absolutely nothing like this on the market anywhere right now. The first time you see it, you're gonna roll your eyes, you're gonna think nobody needs this, nobody wants this, but you think about it for 2 minutes and you're gonna buy one. Hello, Barbara. Hello, gentlemen. My name is Steve Gadlin, and my company is I Want to Draw a Cat for You. I'm seeking a $10,000 investment in exchange for 25% of my company. Little music maestro. Hey there, Sharks. My name is Steve. I got an offer that you won't believe. For the low, low price of just 10 grand, you get a quarter of my company. Understand? You go to my site, you describe a cat, I draw it, I mail it. It's as easy as that. I'd invest if I were you, and I want to draw a cat for you. I'll draw you a cat that's short and fat. I'll draw you a cat with a pork pie hat. I'll draw you a cat, whatever the vibe. I draw the cat that you describe. I want to draw a cat for you. I want to draw a cat for you. I want to draw a cat for you. I want to draw a cat for you.
Wow, done.
Wow. Love the dancing.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
That's my signature move. Now, by now I'm sure you're asking yourself, how did this idiot make his way into the Shark Tank? Well, let me tell you, there is an economy for stupid, and I am overflowing with it. Now, with their universal appeal, my cat drawings are poised to be the next pet rock. I charge people $9.95 for my cat drawings. $9.32 of that is profit. I took the liberty of drawing some cats for each of you, ones I thought you might order if you came to my website. So, Robert, I know you're into fast cars.
Thank you, Steve.
Barbara, you just closed the deal and you're looking fabulous.
Vroom, vroom.
Mr. Wonderful, you are taking your morning bath in your tub of cash. Damon, here's a fancy man about the town. And Mark, congratulations on your championship.
Thank you, sir.
I have customers who bought enough of these drawings to start their own cat drawing gallery.
Why are people buying them?
People ask for their dead pets. They want to draw about their breakup. Or sometimes they have cats fighting an octopus and a T-Rex on the moon.
So they try to test you for like bizarro stuff too.
Yeah, part of it is, hey, they know this is going to go up on the website. They want to show off their crazy idea.
So you post all these drawings
Every single one.
on the website?
Yeah, and then they share them with their friends, and then their friends come and they purchase cat drawings to outdo one another. And there are some people who take this very seriously.
You draw these yourself?
I draw these myself. myself. I sit down at a table and I take this person's very personal request, let it play around in my head for about a minute, and then I can knock one of these out in about 2 minutes.
How leverageable is that? How many can you draw in a day?
I can draw about 25 of these in an hour. In a week, I can knock out about 1,000 of these. But that's just with me doing this by myself. You know, as this business grows, because of the profit margin, it starts to pay for its own growth. So the really nice thing about this is I'm a web developer. When I'm not drawing cats, I'm building websites. So I don't have that overhead that any other company would have.
What are your sales today?
Okay, I've sold over 1,200 of these cats.
In what period of time?
This is about a year.
Steve, what do you do with my $10,000 if I give it to you?
What I'd first like to do is build out my e-commerce platform that I have and grow it even further. The other thing I want to do is start dabbling into things like greeting cards.
I love the shtick. I love the dancing. Barbara was getting excited when you turned your behind. So it's all very exciting. But how does this go from $9,000 to $100,000?
Well, here's the leap of faith. Working with me on this, you're partnering with one of the most creative minds, period. I strike gold in very unpredictable ways. What you guys bring to that is the business acumen to take those ideas. We have a fun little marriage there, and I believe my ideas are billion-dollar ideas.
The problem is every business model is all about Steve. Nothing wrong with that. But what happens if you're walking outside and a meteorite crushes you into road pizza?
Steve, you convinced me you're a very creative guy, but am I buying into Steve, the creative guy, and taking a leap of faith and saying, let's go, baby, we'll figure out the business tomorrow? Or are you trying to sell me the cat business?
I'm trying to sell you the cat business and a partnership with me. I have so many ideas which will seem at face value equally as stupid as this.
It's obviously PR is the big push because you're not out there spending money to drive people to your website.
Yeah, there are no cat drawing fairs or...
So tell me about the publicity process.
So I'm a real hustler for everything I do. I tend to bring a lot of press attention to what I do on a local level. I emailed Groupon. I knew they had a cat mascot, and I said, hey, I draw cats. Do you guys want to do a Groupon for this? I got a response the next day, and then, you know, on Black Friday, we launched it, and it was one of their most successful. It sold out very quickly.
And how many did you commit to do?
Well, the nice thing about Groupon is 1,000 people said, I'm buying, but only about half of them ever actually redeemed.
So you got to keep the money.
Exactly.
Look, very interesting, really small dollars, not investable from my point of view.
Can I tell you something, Kevin?
You know what I'm
let him
about
go
to
out.
say.
Just let him go
I
out.
want you to go out, and then I want you to go back to your hotel tonight, put your head on your pillow. I promise you, the last thing that's going through your head before you go to sleep is, I want to draw a cat for you. I want to draw a cat for you.
I beg you, please, let me do this. I'm out.
Okay, I accept it, and I'd like to counter, if I could.
So, Steve, you've done a phenomenal job of free PR, but does it worry you that after all this PR, that the net result is $7,000? I'm out.
These guys just don't get it. I get it. I love your creativity.
Thank you.
I'll give you 25 grand for 33%. Just say yes. 25 grand, 33%.
Oh, man.
Because if you say no, that means you don't really want to work.
I'm interested.
I'm interested. Hold on.
I'm the one that knows technology.
Don't fall
I'm the
for
one who
this
gets
dirty
it.
trick. He's done it before.
I'm not going to go in a bidding war with a cat guy.
Steve, you got to make a call here.
No, Mark, I would love to partner with you on this. I want to ask one thing.
What's that?
Maybe 1 in 1,000 cats. Will you pitch in and draw it for me?
Yes.
You got a deal.
Done. I love it. You're hysterical.
Thank you very much. I'm very
Like this?
excited.
Hit it.
To the side.
Turn right, ready? Turn around.
That is ugly.
No, it's not. It's good.
I love you. Thank you. Congratulations, babe. We're going to do great. We're going to make a lot of money. Guys,
Can't wait to work with you. Thank you so much, Mark. Take care.
I don't care how hard you look, you cannot find talented people like that who have the vision and have the guts.
And
right?
the
guts to
enthusiasm.
go.
You're going to make a lot of money with him.
I love it.
It's hilarious to me that a silly little joke I started a long time ago has come far enough to where Mark Cuban just became a business partner of mine. Holy freaking cow, that's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Next up is Dave Greco, who believes he has an education system that can teach anyone to be a better salesperson.
My name is Dave Greco, and my business is The Salespreneur, and I'm seeking a $90,000 investment in exchange for 40% equity in my firm. And I'm an expert sales professional. I could sell anything to anyone, and I've always hit my quota. Been in the top 2% of every firm I've ever worked for, and I've won every sales performance award there is to win. When I was 5 years old, I would sell pencils out of my parents' house for 10 cents a piece to my neighbors. I've been selling ever since. That's why I created the Salespreneur system. I've developed a system to get you in front of the real decision maker who can make the buy, who can say yes. Now, our system consists of two critical components. The first is Missile, a razor-sharp, step-by-step system, which teaches you how to find, get in front of, and what to say to your original buyer. Second is Roadmap, an industry-specific guide, which teaches you how to frame your pitch to your audience once you're inside and in front of them. We're successfully deployed in several companies, and we want to sell it through a downloadable mobile application. Great salespeople are trained, not born. Give me a C performer with a solid work ethic, and I promise you, my system will teach them to close more deals than the smartest person in any room. Salespreneur is the tool which helps sales professionals in any industry.
Dave, you're trying to sell me the idea that you can make anybody into a great salesman?
That's it. I'm here for one reason, to close this deal. What questions can I answer for you?
How much have you sold?
$40,000 in the last
worth?
3 months.
And how many organizations?
We're in 5 organizations and 3 of the Fortune 300.
Can you walk us through the business models? How do you get paid?
Right now, me or somebody from my team will go out and teach the system. Then, we sell them the actual booklets that you see, in print.
You've got 3 Fortune accounts.
Correct.
And you've only sold between the 3 of them $40,000.
We've only been selling 3 months.
And what's the typical sale? Break down a sale for me.
A typical sale would be anywhere between 10 to 20 people in a room.
And so they each buy a book.
They each buy a book. It's per seat.
Who's in those seats?
The sales reps.
Corporations buying the book?
The corporations are buying the system for their people.
What percentage increase on average am I going to get in increased sales because they took your system?
At least 40%.
40%.
40%.
And David, if you really can increase sales 40%, why haven't you sold thousands?
He's only been in business 3 months. He's only got one guy.
We're deployed in a Fortune 100, one of the largest insurance companies in the world.
What company?
MetLife.
And MetLife only bought how many books?
We've sold 140 units at $2.95 a piece. Now we want to scale the company and take it to a mobile application and a video game.
Whoa, David, before we scale the company and go into a mobile app and do all that, if you were truly integrated within MetLife's program, they have over 100,000 salespeople, don't they? I mean,
that's the opportunity.
Well, you want to do mobile apps?
Because I want to do mobile apps because it's more predictive cash flow. I can measure the lifetime value of my customer.
But isn't there a real opportunity, David, to sell more to the Fortune 100 accounts?
There is, absolutely, but I can't be everywhere at once, and I don't want to be everywhere at once.
David, isn't that really what you're selling today? You're selling yourself.
Not at all. I'm selling my system and my intellectual capital, because what we've done is we've trademarked and copywritten all of our material here. So it's basically, the secret sauce is right here. And if you deploy this and you follow it, it's like a diet. We have a company in Boston, a small startup, that just got their 2nd round of funding, and we just hooked their sales from 30 to 60 million.
May I see that secret sauce again?
How can you have done that in 3 months?
Robert, you should partner with me to find out.
This guy's a salesman.
Being a salesperson is about being adaptive. Do me a favor, Dave. Can you sell me this pen? Sell us this pen right here.
Absolutely. So Damon, thank you for your time. I've got a great product for you today, and it's this beautiful pen right here. So the features of it are it's shiny, it's going to fit nice in your hand, and people are going to be impressed. But the impact that you're missing is that this pen is going to help change your life, because when you sign your deal with me, you're going to be a very wealthy man, wealthier than you are right now. This pen, and this is where everybody gets confused.
Sell it to me. Sell it to
People focus on the features and
Tell me when
benefits.
you're done with the sale. I just want to see if I'm impressed. That was it?
That's it.
We haven't gone for the close yet.
The impact is you inking the deal with me.
But David, isn't it?
Wait, stop. Hated it. I'm out.
Good. So I'll do you a favor, Damon. You're out.
You'll do me a favor and talk to them.
David, look, I know you can sell, but the issue is today you're selling yourself. To sell a mobile app that you're not in front of me selling, you got to have a sense of credibility. You got to have a book. You got to have something. There's got to be something that makes me download that app.
So let me tell you what somewhere looks like. We've got a production company ready, willing, and able to help us produce this content. I invested my own money. I mortgaged my house, and I have a second lien on my house.
Who cares?
Dave, there's a huge hunger in America for people that can sell. I don't disagree that there's a seminar business that you could do. You can sell you, but I'm just not buying going from you to a mobile app. I'm out.
Give me one company that has successfully provided a mobile app that increases sales.
None. I want to be the first.
Yeah, but that's my point. The risk is huge on that. I don't think my $90,000 is well invested turning this into a mobile app. I'm out.
David, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. I'm going to go for the close. If I offer you $90,000 for 40% of your company, right now, will you say yes?
Three sharks are out. Mark and Barbara are David's last chance to make a deal.
David, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. I'm going to go for the close. If I offer you $90,000 for 40% of your company, right now, will you say yes?
Is that the only offer on the table?
That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked.
That's what he's asking for. Why wouldn't he do the deal?
You want to sell something, or do you not?
Absolutely. But I'm here for a reason, and I am good enough to get in front of you guys, so let's at least agree to that, which I can teach other people to do the same thing. So, Barbara, I'd like to hear what you have to say.
You know what I think? I think you're going too fast. I totally believe your material is great. I really combed through it. But anytime you go into any kind of a mobile app, I have learned it costs you so much more than you ever envisioned. I think you should stick with what you're doing. It's too much too fast. I'm out.
Thank you. Mr. Cuban, what do we need to do right now to ink a deal? Because you know, and I know this can work.
I want it to sink in on you very, very hard. So it just reverberates through your whole body. What was my last question to you?
Would I take the $90,000 for 40%?
You had a chance to close, didn't you? And instead, you diverted all your attention.
No, I wanted to hear the room out, which is what the Shark Tank is all about.
No. In your particular case, the Shark Tank is about selling. It's about taking your business to the next level. You about taught all of America one of the biggest mistakes salespeople make. When they have a deal in front of them, you should just shut up and take the deal.
Hallelujah.
Instead of keep on selling. And you kept on trying to sell.
So do you like the idea? Do you think it can work? And would you want to see a net increase of 30 to 50% in your company?
Again, what was my question to you? Of course I liked the deal. Of course I liked the opportunity, which is why I offered you a chance to close it. The problem is, you basically took the whole thing for granted. But yeah.
I didn't take it for granted, not one bit.
You blew it. You had the deal. It was in your hand. I was ready to close.
Mark,
I would have written you the check at yours.
It still is, Mark.
I'm not giving you an objection and asking for a reply. I'm just telling you that I'm out.
Thank you.
Apparently, I'm not the world's best salesman.
Apparently, you're not Mr. Wonderful.
For that.
How many people did you close, Dave?
I'm okay.
But you learned a lesson. That's what matters.
Thank you, guys.
I think you jerked his
I would have closed in the heartbeat.
You know, maybe you deserved it.
When their sales ratios are down in the toilet, they're going to wonder why, you know what, I let one slip away. And they're going to have to live with that.
Last season, Rebecca Riscotti made a deal with Kevin Harrington for her toilet training system for cats, City Kitty.
20%, 100,000.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see what she's up to now.
I'm here with Rebecca, the creator of City Kitty, and we are so excited. We're launching in Walgreens today.
When I launched this company 6 years ago, this was my dream for City Kitty, to see the product sitting on the shelf. Since going on Shark Tank, the sales have gone through the roof, and the manufacturer is running around the clock.
We recently launched an infomercial spot, which now gives us the ability to sell product directly to the consumer sitting at home.
Before Shark Tank, City Kitty had only $100,000 in sales a year, and now City Kitty is breaking $1 million this year alone. Sales keep going up. I just cannot believe it. Thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Shark Tank.
Next up is Rick Smith with big plans to bring his brand of entertainment to Las Vegas.
Three. Oh, cool. Let's get her out of there, you guys. Come on, help me out.
beautiful is my lovely assistant, Tiffany. My name is Rick Smith Jr. I'm a professional magician from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm seeking a $1.5 million investment for a 20% equity in my company. There's a huge opportunity in the world of magic in Las Vegas, and I intend to create an extremely entertaining, family-friendly magic show. Now, this isn't just your ordinary magic show. We will be adding singers. Hey, oh, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Dancers. A unique juggling act like you've never seen before.
I'm dizzy.
These are a few of the featured entertainers that, combined with my magic illusions, we will create the next big hit on the strip. Now, over the years, I've created unique illusions. I've thrown playing cards further and harder than anyone in the world, earning me a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records. Hey, would you mind helping me out for a second?
Sure.
I want you to put this gauntlet on your left hand. I want you to hold your left hand out. I want you to hold this piece of celery right here. Please do not move. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these playing cards, I'm going to throw it, and I'm going to try to cut this piece of celery.
What? Whoa. Oh, come on.
Watch closely. Watch celery. There it is.
Oh, man.
Wow. Hey, can you help me out for a second?
Sure.
I want you to sit right here. Actually, can you help me out too for a second?
Sure.
Come on down here. I want you to have a seat right here.
Absolutely.
Okay. I have this lighter right here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to set your chair on fire.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. If you feel anything, just, if you just feel anything at all, just... What?
Oh!
What are you...
Oh!
What's wrong?
You zapped me.
I did not...
Give me that thing. I'm gonna light you on fire, buddy. Right now. Oh, that's...
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to burn your behind. The opportunity is right here in front of me to take all I've learned and experienced to the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas.
Okay, Rick, you just burnt my ass.
Sorry.
I have a question.
Yes.
$1.5 million for 20% of your company or your business
Yes.
or your production means that you're telling me that you're worth $7.5 million. Let's get serious here. Why?
Actually, I'm projecting to gross $12 million in our first year. I'm working with one of the top publicists in Las Vegas. We've checked out many different venues, and we found out that on the average seating between 400 and 600 seats, selling tickets at a price of $60, doing 2 shows a day, 7 days a week.
But you haven't done this yet.
I have not done a Las Vegas production show. Right now, I'm currently a magician that I travel all over the country doing corporate events.
How much did you
trade
make
shows.
last year?
Last year, I made $200,000.
And I'm supposed to say you're worth $1.5 million because maybe in Vegas you're going to make it? You know how many magicians are in Vegas? They grow them like mushrooms there.
Lots of magicians in Las Vegas.
Riddle me this, Rick.
Yes.
Who burnt my ass?
I'm sorry.
Why don't I just take my $1.5 million and create Mr. Wonderful's magic show in Vegas? Because I'm taking all the risk, all the capital. I call you up and say, hey, Rick, you want to work for me? And I pay you.
$300,000.
Why do I have to give you, 80% and I get 20, I put up all the money? Isn't that what this whole dig is about? The guy that has the money makes all the rules. That's how it works.
Well, yeah,
You're an employee, you work for me. If I don't like your magic, I fire you. In fact, I burn your ass.
To get your money back right away, I was thinking that I'd pay you twice your investment.
If you even make the money, and that's the $1 million question.
If I make the money.
Rick, the reason most of these shows don't work, and the reason they're so risky, is you're not a known brand. Nobody knows Rick the Magician. I give you the $1.5 million, you rent the venue, the $1.5 million is gone. It's gone. The day you open, if people don't know you, I could go to zero.
That's how all magicians, every magician in Las Vegas. No, seriously.
But Rick, before they go to Vegas, they have a brand, they have a name.
No, that's not true. Every magician doesn't have a name going into. They all have pretty much the same story as I do.
Why not start in a smaller town?
I'm really up for anything, but this is just my dream to be this.
And you
this
just gave up on the dream just like that. I'm up for anything. You gave up Las Vegas just like that.
No. I've been working on this deal right here for over 3 years, working with this publicist who has worked for major.
Yeah, but publicists just want you to pay them. Yeah, you just pay the publicist. They'll tell you whatever you want to hear. But the reality is, Vegas is incredibly expensive. To get into a decent showroom costs a lot more than $1.5 million.
Right now, the rent for most of the showrooms is between $6,000 and $8,000 a week.
A week?
A week.
A week.
My closest friend is Siegfried and Roy's manager.
Okay.
30 years managing them. And he manages other magicians and still cannot get anybody else out in Vegas because how challenging the market is. Now I'm talking about the guy who created magic.
Yeah, it's one of the best shows ever in Las Vegas.
This is absurd. I'm out.
What you're proposing is insane. This isn't even A tolerable risk. It's an insane risk. I'm out.
You went for the Holy Grail. You're not quite ready to go there. I just think if you would have told us that we should invest in you, and over some period of time, we'll grow with you, and we'll help your career because we're sharks, so we know how to help, and we'll give you advice. But you asked for $1.5 million. I ain't gonna write you a check for $1.5 million for 20% so I can help your career go. You set your sights high, but you set them too high, and it's not gonna work, so I'm out.
Rick, you missed a fantastic opportunity. I've never seen somebody throw a card that fast. Incredible. But I got to tell you, Rick, it takes 10 to 15 years to become an overnight success. And you're not going to use my $1.5 million to become an overnight success with one act. I'm out.
You're such a cute kid. But you're nuts. Came in, asked for too much, too soon, with nothing to prove that you could actually even attempt to pull it out. Nobody's going to give you the money, and I'm out.
Well, I appreciate your guys' time, and I look forward to seeing you guys in Las Vegas. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
My Las Vegas dreams are not over. I'm going to continue to look for an investment so we can actually make this dream happen.
Next into the tank is Donnie McCall with a product he's proud is made in America.
Hello, my name is Donnie McCall. My company is Invisirac, and our flagship product is the Invisirac Innovative Cargo Management System. I'm seeking $100,000 in exchange for 10% equity in my company. Now, it's because of my wife that I'm here today and have created such an incredible product. You see, I own a construction company in my small town, and I use my truck both personally and professionally. And there are times when I need to carry longer material and equipment to the job sites, but not every day. Well, the only solution has been a permanent rack that is always up and in the way. Well, my wife said she wasn't going to ride with me if I had a rack on my truck and it looked like a work truck all the time. Well, one day I was driving down the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I was inspired. Now, I wasn't trying to create anything, so I believe the Lord handed me this idea. In less than 30 seconds, my truck can be a transformer. I can carry ladders or lumber, canoes or kayaks safely and securely up here while leaving the bed open for all my other gear. And also in less than 30 seconds, I can fold it down and now I can take my wife shopping or even out on a hot date. It's why I believe that Invisirac has solved the problems that I face and the problems that I believe nearly every truck owner out there faces. Now, we introduced Invisirac to the market in November 2010 at the SEMA show in Las Vegas, and we were pretty overwhelmed by the response that we got. Now, I'm committed to making Invisirac and its accessories in the United States. I'm one man trying to do his best for this country. Now, I know a truck rack's not going to save the U.S. economy, but I want to do something that can bring some jobs and some hope to my small town. Now, I want to help my family and investors financially, but also my church, community, state, and country in any way that I can. I believe that my vast life experience has brought me to this moment. And blessings are when preparation meets opportunity, and I stand before you prepared. Thank you.
Donnie, how much can the Invisirac hold? What's the weight bared load testing on it?
We have put 1,500 pounds statically on here. Still have not crushed it yet because it was on my truck, so I wasn't ready to destroy my truck just yet.
Your wife definitely wouldn't go for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And will it fit on any generic pickup truck?
It will. We actually fit on 36 million of the 40 million trucks in two-part numbers.
Even the Japanese ones?
Even the Japanese ones.
Where are you building these?
They come from different parts around the country, Ohio, Wisconsin, and we bring it all back to my hometown in Sparta, North Carolina.
Is your hope to employ more people in your hometown?
I hope to employ hundreds of people.
It seemed to me when you were talking about the hometown that was very important to you. What's going on there? Is something bad happening?
Well, we're just in an economically depressed region of North Carolina, especially, and we've had textiles over the years that have now gone away. We've had an aggregate company that has gone away, and so we're kind of stuck there.
Donnie, have you had any sales?
We've got $50,000 in sales in this first year.
50,000?
50,000.
And that's how many units?
It's approximately 150 units.
Donnie, you fall into the market of enhancing a truck. So secondary purchase somebody has to make. There's a huge distribution system that provides for that here in America. why aren't you selling to a distributor?
Because they want too many points right now. It's not something where
Well,
we
hold
can
on
provide.
there, right?
Well, the first question should be, what's it cost to make?
About $250 inside the box, fixed cost.
Sorry, Don, the distributors want to pay you how much today? What's the price they want to buy it at?
They think it has to be somewhere in the low 300s.
And you're making it for $250 today.
Right.
And at what volume do you have to get to in order to get to 150? If you can't get to 150.
I don't know that we could get to 150 in the U.S.
Okay, hold on there, Donnie, for a second. You said before that you wouldn't consider...
I'm not going to consider. I'm just saying we wouldn't be able to.
But let's just test that for a moment.
Okay.
Let's just say for a sec that a manufacturer in Asia could make it for $150 in quantities of, let's say, 1,000, all right? That'd put you in business right now, my friend. You'd be in business with a distributor that you're not doing any business with right now. And yet you're saying no to that? Why?
Because it's not a product that needs a distributor. We could sell direct to the retailer, of which there are about 10,000 that we could get to.
But how do we get to them? For $100,000 that you're asking for today, what would you use the $100,000 for?
The $100,000 I would use right now would be to create displays, to create a display where it has this model on a system that is clamped to it and have, you know, a billboard or, a placard behind it.
We call those POPs.
The POP, right.
Point of purchase. And
Right.
But you don't have any orders.
I have plenty that want product free so that they can... Right.
So you are going to not only go
displays.
into the manufacturing business, but you're going to go into the financing business at this point, because that means that you're going to, as we say in the business, hold the paper. You're going to send it to the retailer, and hopefully they'll pay you. But basically, you're making it and you're selling it.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. Is right now I'm not consigning anything.
You're not because you don't have any orders. With $50,000 in sales, what was the profit?
Nothing. Well, because it's a startup.
How much debt do you have? How much debt?
There's about $75,000 on...
At $50,000 in sales, where your price point isn't even the accurate price point, you don't want to go overseas. You don't want to go overseas to bring it down to a price point where it can happen.
I don't believe the quality can stay.
So if you can find a quality manufacturer, can we take it overseas?
No, sir.
Why not?
It's not what I'm going to do with my company.
Right
because
now,
I believe in what I
Donnie.
believe in what I am. I believe in what I'm doing right now. And so if I can help in any way, I will. But that's not a way that I believe I want to help.
If you don't ever get to make it yourself as a company, who can you help?
I believe I can make it. I know I can.
Donnie, you
Yes, sir.
can't solve the problem we're talking about here. One man can't do it. I'm talking about the problem of getting it done offshore. There's a reason that's happening.
And there's a reason that a lot of the furniture manufacturers are coming back.
Yeah, but you know, to say that the quality is bad everywhere offshore is wrong.
Of course.
And so I'm kind of stuck here. I mean, if you had a successful business and were manufacturing offshore, you'd be employing somebody. And as you grew, you'd be employing more people.
Then you'd bring it here and employ more people. You'd start more businesses and employ more people.
If you were successful, you would need people to do sales, you need people to do marketing. You've got to do the right thing for the business, number one. And then everything else. If the business is healthy, everything follows through.
I understand that for sure.
Donnie, you feel particularly resistant and closed-minded, and that's a very bad partner to be in business with. Right? And for that reason alone, I'm out.
Okay. Now we're right in the meat of the numbers for racks that are on the market. I mean, we're not too expensive, we're not too inexpensive.
No orders, my friend.
Yeah, but you've made it impossible for the investor to get a return. Doesn't matter where it's made. Apple Computer, second largest company on earth after Exxon, employs 49,000 people here in America. But it knows it has to make its products offshore to be competitive and make a profit for its shareholders, just like you do, Donnie. And I don't hear that, all right? So for me as an investor, I'm not interested because you don't want to do what it takes. That's the problem. I'm out.
Well, I do believe that it has the potential. There are plenty of companies within the automotive market that are building in the United States, and part of what I saw at SEMA was a company that had taken their product to an Asian market to have it constructed, and now they are losing share because that Asian market has now created that product and has set up a booth right beside them in SEMA, and being able to sell that product right from under them without any integrity whatsoever. That then
Yeah, but Donnie, integrity is not American or offshore. Integrity is integrity based on the human being. And that's really not fair to say that. You could get screwed the same way in America as you could offshore.
I have no doubt about that whatsoever,
Donnie,
for sure.
You know, I believe that there's 3 courses and phases you go through in life, and I went through the same phase. First, I had to make it, then I had to master it, and now I can matter. And I think you're trying to do all at the same time.
Okay.
And I don't think that you're doing it successfully. So I would have to regretfully say that I'm out.
Okay.
There's 3 sharks out. There's only Mark and Robert left.
Right.
Start focusing on them.
Okay. A factory worker, son.
Oh, no, I hear you. I hear you hitting a chord with me. I mean, you know,
This is the land of opportunity.
Look, America's land of opportunity. It welcomes all.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's tough when people lose their jobs, but it's a global economy. I think Americans can compete on a world-class scale anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you make it here or you make it there, you build a successful business, it's not about made in America, because we're all immigrants. We would have never had the opportunity to come here if everybody thought that way. And again, I'm trying not to be disrespectful, because
Sure.
my dad was a factory worker. You know, when we came here, he worked in a factory and swept floors.
Right.
For a guy who was proud from the country that... You know, I just remember my dad came here and worked in a factory. You know, people made fun of him because he wasn't American. And they called him all kinds of names. And it hurt him deeply. You know, my dad passed away last year, Diane.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And I always asked him, what was he the most proud of? And the first factory job, not when he made some money, not when he got promoted, that factory job where he swept floors, you know, that made him proud. So I admire what you're doing, but I just can't get involved with something where you're not taking care of the business. I'm sorry, I'm out.
Four sharks are out. Mark Cuban is Donnie's last chance to make a deal.
Now, Donnie, there's a couple of elements here. One, I don't agree with where they're coming from in terms of you have to squeeze every dollar. There's always a give and take. But what I see here is a very capital-intensive business, right? Just $100,000, give or take, just for the point of purchase. Mm-hmm. Another $200,000 to $250,000 plus in order to be able to get to another price point to be able to appease your customers.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that creates a very difficult return on investment opportunity for me.
Right.
I would love to be able to say, you know what, let's just get behind Donnie and let's just make this happen, right? But there's no amount of capital right now that's going to get us to a point where, you know, it's obvious that you're over the hump, right?
Right.
And so, unfortunately, I'm out.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You know what? You know what's special about this? Good old American ingenuity is alive and well. The American dream is alive and well.
I don't disagree, but his primary point was, I'm going to make it here. And Kevin brought up a good point. If you could make it cheaper and build the business, would you do it? And he said no.
I want to take care of my own. I want people to have this product and enjoy this product, knowing that the hands of the people in this country put it together.
Next time on Shark Tank.
Oh yeah, baby. My models are going to bring you some money. Now how's that?
Make it rain.
If you can teach me how to play the guitar,
I promise you I can right now.
I'm going to beat this jerk's offer.
Here comes her blood-sucking offer.
What a witch.
I'll give you $125,000.
I'll give you $100,000 for 80%.
Wait. You are so far from desperate. You should just be laughing at that.
You guys are all nuts. This isn't gold bars. This is crazy.
An all-new explosive